Grand Rising, all you beautiful souls out there. Welcome to Wake Up Time 369. I am Z, your resident goddess. Here we talk about everything metaphysical, spiritual, and esoteric to lead you to that place of healing and self love. And today I want to touch a little bit on meditation and what happens, you know, through the meditating process. And so when we first began, and you first start to feel the effects, and you're tapping into yourself, and you're feeling great, you're feeling good. The thing that happens to us is, we always think that we're a little better than what we are, and we're like, higher vibrating than what we actually are, and so where a lot of times some confusion comes in is because you begin to meditate and you're feeling so great, and you've stepped away from that sort of sad place in you, and so that can confuse you into thinking that you're actually healed now. And so you're feeling great, you're giving good vibes out to everyone, but you're still doing some of the same patterns that are toxic to you and don't serve you. And you do this unconsciously. And so all of those, wounds and scars that we carry, I have, looked at it as like a bag of laundry, and all the clothes that are in that bag of laundry is all your different hurts and everything. And so, what happens when you start meditating and you start feeling good, those good feelings, we will unconsciously use those good feelings to cover up that laundry bag of old emotions that we carry around with us. And so, when you cover it up, so you don't see it, you're not like necessarily aware of it, so you start thinking that you're healed until you start to go back into your old your old patterns and everything. um, and then you'll wonder why, considering how good you feel, why you're still doing some of the same things that really don't serve you, why you stay in some of the same environments and around some of the same people that really don't serve you. And one of the the hardest parts is the letting go of things and people that are toxic to you or don't serve you. um, it's a very difficult thing because we have emotional attachments to people and things, and so it can be hard to let something or someone go even if it's not good for you. So we you start making your decisions based on that laundry bag, those shadowed emotions that you're still carrying. And with the meditation and you looking within, you will kind of start to question yourself, like, why am I still doing this or that? Or you end up wondering why, you're feeling so good, but you're getting the same results in life, you know, like you're attracting the same kind of people, same toxic relationships, but you're in this new energy and, you feel so great, so you may not necessarily, see that you're doing the same thing and you're keeping with your same pattern of pain, that you've been in. So when you go through, because you do have to, actually look at that laundry bag, and you have to actually deal with what's in there, and the bag got stuff in it that's so old. You pull some clothes out, they don't fit anymore, they're not even in style anymore. You couldn't find this stuff in the store anywhere. And so, and I'm using that to compare that to those emotions that we have in that bag that we're carrying. They're old, dried out, they're festering. Meanwhile, you're running around wounded and bleeding on everybody that didn't cut you, and not understanding why that's happening. You know, um, Meditation leads you to the healing. You know, it doesn't do it for you. So, like, because you start meditating, and tapping into yourself doesn't mean, that you're healed because you're discovering, who you are. Those emotions, they hurt when they went in, so they can hurt when they come out. And sometimes, the healing from the wound is actually worse than the wound you received in the first place. It's kind of messed up that it's like that, but that really is what it is. So you got that dirty laundry bag. You're pulling out things that no longer serve you. You can wash everything, we can cleanse it. And cleansing is those tears. What cleanses us, what cleanses the soul is tears. And what also cleanses us is those tears that lead to forgiveness and acceptance. And that leads to the wisdom, and that leads to the self love. But it all starts with digging in that laundry bag. And what also happens too is that meditation will bring up, things about you, your duality. And that is usually like that stop point, for everybody, when you got to look at yourself and say, Dag, I'm kind of messed up, or that was really jacked up what I did, like, what made me do that, and feeling bad, feeling guilty, about things, never feel guilty about where you are on your journey. You're always exactly where you're supposed to be at all times, because it's a continuous journey until you transcend. And so you're never finished. You're still going. Um, so be okay, with the realizations of self. You know, and you can still, you still love yourself at the end of the day. You know, and also too, I want to touch on something, uh, just you know, real quick, um, about when people are hurting you, and particularly like friendships and romantic relationships. And you get with this person, and or their friend, and we love calling people narcissists. That is like the end thing to do. And we all have narcissistic traits. And most of the people that we're calling narcissists aren't really the full definition of like a narcissist. They have some tendencies, some traits there. And so what we need to understand is that you are not going to attract this unhealed narcissistic person to you and take them into your heart space and into your life, and circle yourself and your love around them if you too are not unhealed in some way. Because see, this is what I've discovered that happens is that when you get to that place of self-love, those type of people, you can't bring them into your circle. It is not comfortable. You are not drawn to that. Yes, you don't judge them. We don't look down upon people. But if I am healed and I'm in a place of self love, how could I be in a romantic relationship with a person that's unhealed and not coming from a place of that unconditional love? The contrast in that is so vast that both parties will feel uncomfortable. The vibration is too different. So you need to understand that if you meet these messed up people and you take them into your heart and give them your energy, you're messed up too. And a lot of times in the same way that they are. Maybe you just express your wounds in a different way. You know, um, And so that's just something to, you know, kind of think about, and like, we get those red flags with people, but oftentimes you don't know what those red flags actually mean for you. It's just something kind of touch you the wrong way, or they say something and you're like, and yeah, it is a red flag, and you are aware of that, but you're not quite sure like what that means as far as the result of that red flag. How is it going to affect your life? So that's just something to think about. And especially, as we're on this journey, and we're looking within, and we're being, honest with ourselves. If you really think about it, like your past relationships or friendships that didn't, work out or whatever, there's something that is a little off in you, that you were even drawn to that off person and took them into your space. You weren't really completely blinded. Now don't get me wrong, sometimes people really pull the wool over your eyes, but your intuition, kicks in with people. And it's just that feeling of like meeting somebody new, whether it's a friend or romantic. It's so exciting. You're on this exploration of each other, so we tend to just ignore the red flags and focus on the positive things. And so when you feel, like energetically drawn to someone, the purpose of that energy is to ensure that you do, interact with each other in whatever form, so that you can learn whatever it is that you need to learn from each other about yourself. So in my journey, I definitely, had to take a look at, the relationships and, friends that I had. And, maybe the negative aspects that I didn't care for in people. I had to kind of look within myself, and not so much that I found those exact negative aspects, but we need to understand that those negative aspects are coming, from a wounded place, unhealed wounds. And so I too had unhealed wounds, which is the only reason why it was comfortable on some level for me to have unhealed people in my circle of trust and in my circle of love. So we really do, we have to, really be real. That is really, to get the best results, from your meditation, and to, actually grow and glow, is being real, and being real with yourself. And it's just you don't have to tell anybody. You discover some messed up stuff about yourself, you don't have to share it with the world. You just go forth and be different. No one has to know, so it's your little secret. And so you can always tell the truth to yourself. You can always, look at yourself, and it's okay to look at yourself and see negative things. You need to do that, because if it makes you uncomfortable, that's a good thing, because you don't want to be that way. So it's literally a matter of changing your behavior, changing your perspective, and thereby changing the behavior. And we don't judge people for where they are on their journey. Therefore, you don't judge yourself for where you are. You take stock of yourself, and you keep it moving. You make the necessary changes within you. You are in full control of yourself at all times. You are in full control of who you want to be. So be whomever it is that you want to be, the type of people that you want in your life, the type of love that you want in your life. Just be that. If you've got this, romanticized, checklist of like, what kind of friend you want, or what kind of man or woman you want in your life, be that, and it'll come to you. So just a little something to think about. And I keep forgetting to say this, like the video, subscribe, comment down below, help me out with the YouTube algorithm so that more people can, get healing messages. And, definitely comment down below if you got something from this, or if there's any other, topics you want to hear. I've been through almost everything that life has to offer. Or I have personally observed certain things that I haven't actually personally been through. So there's a whole lot of knowledge up in here. And I've gained a lot of wisdom over these 44 years. I've had quite the experience. And I'm here now, sharing with you guys. So until next time, you know, uh, keep on with your meditation. We're going to keep it real with ourselves. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.